best camera angle for what I'm going to do, but what's the best way to change this? Let me try something real quick. So the good news is, and I put it as a pinned chat, I don't apparently have a migraine at the moment that I'm aware of. I think what happened was that I had a sunlight flash that was fairly bright, and that was the after image. Though it is possible I do have a migraine, and I just won't know about it for another half hour. Because sometimes my visuals have been like extremely short-lived. Please excuse the... Alright. Let's pass it through the other cable rather than trying to take something down. Alrighty. Let's see, can we put it on top of our Lego castle? Whoops, I just knocked something off. What did I knock off? Ah. It is... I knocked more than one thing off. Now I will find it in a minute or three. Or no, okay. Alright, so I think this goes here. Anyway, so it was going to be on the Lego castle. Let's go ahead and put this here. Ah, I see where the other piece went. It fell down there. And I'll knock it deeper in. Give me a second here, folks. I don't mean to make anybody motion sick, but my gotta fix mistakes issues personally means that I need to pull this out or I will be annoyed for a while. Problem is it's hard to get to. Ah, I have a hook. Let's use the right tools for the job. Alrighty. So, let's see. Let's go like that. There we go. It is fixed. I will feel much better now. And as you can see, the knocked off piece has been replaced. Let's go ahead and set this up so it will cover what I'm gonna doing. Actually, if we set it down here, it's going to be more stable. And throwing something else on the floor. I throw Tucket, I would. I throw other things. The camera is not liking me. Alright. Needs to be able to point lower. So let's give you a stand. Alright, that's the area I'm going to be working in. Alright, that should work. Hey NLS, God of Law, and Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn was, of course, here first. As the one and only mod of the stream, that is indeed her skill set. Okay. Alright, so here's the rundown for what I'm trying to do today. I am going to try and put together a table saw, and then potentially use the table saw to fix the dents on the phenolic, and then drill or countersink drill and assemble the fake Lego. I was saying microblocks, but apparently it's some weird off-brand that might be from China directly. But it looks like it's not too bad, and the getting my brain to function again here. The reviews were fairly decent on it, so that's what I'm hoping for there. So I am going to open the box and be bringing stuff into my work area because it's going to be too much of a pain to try and shift stuff around from where I pulled it into the garage to where I need to set it up. And today I am fueled by Mountain Dew Livewire, which is full sugar, so it's probably not the best for me, but the box said it was 110 pounds, and I believe it. I probably should, when I get serious, put on some background music so it's not too boring for you. Currently I'm taking out the cardboard spacers, seeing if there's a manual there, because, as my wife says, I'm a weird guy. I read the manuals first, or the instructions first. And I find the more expensive and dangerous the tools you're dealing with, the better an idea that is. I'm also dealing with less than ideal grip strength, which is really annoying to me. But we will do the best we can. This feels like it's got something in it. I'm guessing it's probably fasteners from my long and varied history of assembling table saws. Trying to at least, stand where it's not too out of the way so you can actually see stuff. Well, that's the miter saw gauge, or miter gauge or whatever for the table saw. T-slot construction, that's fairly decent. And when I'm done with this, all the cardboard will go in the recycling. But I'm not sure how good our municipality is for recycling, actual versus stated, because the high school that my wife works for, this was like about 10-15 years back, they had a special program that the students had championed, where they would have everything sorted into different recycling categories, and they had them in special bins, and they had the garbage trucks come to pick it up. And the trucks that picked it up did not have separate storage areas, and they tossed all the recycling in with all of the regular garbage. She was not very happy with that. Sorry, catching up on chat here. And oh, that actually, I've seen some things with a lot more tape, and it actually only needed one to open up, but it is a fairly important part of the saw. I'm going to put the background music on, at least at low level. I hate being at less than stellar strength, or at least less than normal strength. We're eating pepperoni pizza at my youngest. My youngest decided what she wanted for her birthday. Well, happy birthday. Honest, even though I'm out of breath, I'm not having a heart attack. Let's see. Brand. Let's see, how's that? I'm not here on my end, but that may be just due to the fact... Ah, there we go. My headphones are on the quiet side. Alright, there we go. I was also late because I had to download some of the stored video on StreamYard, or I was going to run out of space. Alright. Well, we got 3 people watching on Rumble. That's pretty decent. Alright, let me bring the chat back up. Okay. And the best way for this. But yeah, I couldn't lift it out of the box, this part, so I had to tear open the side and pull it out that way. The blade guard there, and dust collection. Set that carefully aside. Youngest was born on oldest 14th birthday. Oldest was born on my cousin's 16th birthday. Triple score on that date. I'm going to see if I can bring the table out so I can, like, if necessary, set the saw up on the table. Well, I don't see the wheels on the base yet. Saw blade wrenches. At least that's what I'm assuming they are. But I did find the instructions. Okay, heavy duty 10-inch 254 millimeter job site table saw. Instruction manual. Alright, all the general safety warnings, keep work area safety, electrical safety, personal safety, safety instructions for table saws, and we'll read all these before using it. Saw should be assembled in the following order. Unlock and remove the throat plate. You're unpacking of the box. Slide saw out. Okay. Now, unlock and remove the throat plate 117. Where was that on the manual? On the thing. 17. Okay. That's on that piece, so I need to move this out. Yes, I am somewhat limited on space here. Okay. This is supposed to have the roller base to it. Please tell me it does. I'm going to be rather annoyed if I got paid for this. It did not get the one with the roller base. Alright, let's take a look. This may be specifically for the saw. Let's see what's in this box here, because I want to be able to have the table set up before I do a lot of this stuff. Being careful when I cut not to have the knife in any path that if everything suddenly lets go, that it would continue on into any part of me. And I'm being careful to use no more than the strength necessary. Catch up on chat real quick here. Dust collection is very important. Let's see, all right, so this thing that's behind my hand back there, that is the dust collection. Yep, woohoo. Yes, I need to rearrange, organize, and throw away a ton of stuff. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like incrementally improve things. Basically, the goal is every time I step, every time I enter the garage, I would like it to be just a little bit better than when I leave it, be a little bit better than when I entered it. All right. I didn't need to turn on the heater, but I am now warm enough. I don't need that. It's about time for a replacement blade though. However, my replacement blades are at work and I don't feel like going out to get some more right now. But it should be more than sharp enough for what I need to do. And yes, I'm aware dull tools are more dangerous than sharp ones. Ah, this is the base. I did not get screwed over. Wheels. Not just one wheel, 2 wheels. Matching set. All right. And we have a manual and instructions for the stand. Let's read these. We have 10 parts. We have an axle, wheels, well, 10 numbered parts. Handle side, leg release levers, wheel side, leg release levers, locking pins, legs, handle, handle feet, kickstand, and saw mounting holes. Assembly and adjustments. Tools required. Hex key and small wrench supplied. Socket or wrench set. You have a socket set right over there, so I should be able to make do. All right. Assembling stand frame halves, figure B. Okay. Slide smaller tube into opposite tube side as shown until holes align. There's our wrench. Looks like some of these things opened up. Set them carefully over here so they don't get lost. Hey, it keeps me from feeling completely overwhelmed. They're real good at keeping stuff together. Oops, I'm sorry. That appears to be all the bag stuff. Not obvious as to which ones they were talking about. Let me double check the one. Slide smaller tube diameter to opposite tube as shown until holes align. these are the smaller tubes. Let's find out which are the larger ones. Okay, assembling stand frame halves. I am not going to try that on top of there. Let's move these out of the way. All right, so holes are aligned, that's on the other side. This really sucks without the right grip strength. And double check and see if, all right, so got two people over on Rommel's side right now. Nobody's chatting over there, it looks like. All right, so install the M6 by 12 panhead bolts and tight until tight on both sides. All right, so M6 panhead bolts. This is the only one that looks like they are panhead bolts, and there's two of them in here. Okay, these are panheads, and they're called because they have that profile. I'm not going to be stupid. I have this. Since it says M6, it's going to be a metric set. I have one here so I can check. Correct size driver. I am sorry about the backwash from the outside light. I do plan on getting things up to be able to block that out so I can use the internal lights only. I was planning on doing a mini Lego type, or the microblock type stream tonight. I may or may not be able to do it. I will make sure that if I do it, I plan to do it before MLS and Valhalla's stream, and I will feed into them. I'll just have to see how far I get on this. I probably won't keep the stream active for the entire time I'm setting up for trying to get the build surface built, but I wanted to at least stream. YouTube's doing the thing where I get subscribers and they, in a little block, and then they slowly start dribbling away. 2 days ago I had 1530, now I have 1528. All right, attach the axle to the end bracket 17 by aligning the pre-drilled holes. Secure axle to bracket using 2 carriage bolts and lock nuts provided. Place the wheels on the axle and secure the washers and lock nuts as shown. Tighten wheel and axle nuts securely. Alright, so attach the axle to the end bracket. Alright, so axle, it's looking like that's the far end bracket. Okay. Alright, and 2 carriage with aligning pre-drilled holes, and that using 2 carriage bolts and lock nuts provided. Alright, so the tools are out of this one, and carriage bolts and lock nuts. Okay, this says wheel shaft, so I'm assuming this is the carriage bolt and lock nuts. Of course, they don't show all the smaller stuff here. Sometimes I feel like these are the directions for the people who don't read the directions. Okay, I'm back. Apparently a button hit and it wanted to reload the site, and when I told it to cancel, it still crashed. So sorry about that. Alright. So anyway, as I was going on with carriage bolts, if my recollection is correct, the reason it's called a carriage bolt is because it has a square portion here under the head. Let me back out to where you can see it, so that the head does not move, and whatever is rolling can roll around, but it won't affect this or unscrew it. Alright. And you can see the square hole here that it goes into. So I'm assuming those lock nuts are superfluous. for this operation. They'll be used for something else. All right, there goes one carriage bolt. There goes the other carriage bolt. And the washers go on the other side because you don't want to interfere with this flare portion fitting in. And these are the only spots they fit in. Put the washer on. All right, now it's time for their handy dandy little wrench. Yeah, I think I can use a crescent wrench here. Should have one out here somewhere. Let's see if this one might be the right size. Nope. There we go. Main reason I want to use it is it's wider and it's less likely to slide off. There we go. So I feel like I can use a little bit more force without the feeling that I'm going to have it slip off and hurt myself by hitting something else. I'm not using a ton of force on these. And when I'm done, I need to get out the old table saw, spiff it up a little bit so I can sew it. Turns out my wife reminded me it belongs to a friend of ours who I got a hold of and said, hey, I believe this is still yours. What do you want me to do with it since I'm not going to have the space for it? And he doesn't have the space for it either, but he was happy with the idea of me selling it and sending him the money. Okay. All right, go back to the instructions. Second half, place the wheels two on axle 1 and secure with washer and lock nuts as shown. All right, so I need to find washers and lock nuts. Okay. Let me guess, those washers. I bet that's the case. Now I feel stupid. Should have read the instructions more clearly. And of course, I have lost the crescent wrench, which I set down over here. Oh well, at least I was only one step behind. Of course, these are also lock nuts, so they don't want to come off easily. But carriage bolts do have the advantage of they will hold the other end firm. Alright, there we go. Let's take that washer off. At least they seem to have the parts in bags where the stages go together by bags, which is a good sign. There's at least some thought going on here, or pre-planning for the end user. Though I will say that with some of the bags popping open, it's not as useful as it could be. So, so this side goes to the axle, this side has the nice space for the washer. And of course, being black and yellow, it has that nice V effect. The only reason I haven't tried to pull out the socket set is I'm not sure how many metric sockets I have at the moment. The problem with being out of shape is when I crouch down, I can't actually stand back up without some sort of assist once I get my knees down, which is really frustrating. I was going to hit the elliptical earlier today, I just didn't get to it. After I get this done, I will hit the elliptical. I am trying to go up and down as many stairs as I can to build up those types of muscles. There we go, that's tight there. And looking at the holes here that the carriage bolts went through, it's just barely larger than the thread, which also leads to the washers not being necessary for this portion, just for the wheels. I hate to say this, but I really am hoping that I get a diagnosis for my attention deficit so I can find some way I can focus through on the things that I need to do that I have a hard time getting started or finishing. Alright, that's yeah, let's get the other lock nut. And they're called lock nuts because in addition to the thread, they have, I think it's some sort of plastic that's also kind of embedded in around the through hole that impacts where the threads are. And it is slightly plastic, and it kind of like is deformed by the threads going through and provides resistance to unscrewing on its own. Oops. Scrape in there with the crescent wrench. Just go ahead and do it like I was doing with the other side. Get it lined up and roll the whole assembly, including the wheel. Except I'll get a good grip here. And let's try this again. That's my issue, not that it's not getting a good grip. There we go. Wheels are in place. Probably, but I might have just skipped over it in my misreading of it. All right. And insert the two plugs into the ends of the kickstand tube, and be sure the holes in the two plugs are in line with the holes in the kickstand tube before inserting the two plugs. Okay, insert the tube plugs. Right, so those are 11. These are the tube plugs. Right, so insert the tube plugs into the ends of the kickstand tube, 12, which is I believe it's this. Make sure that the hole's 13 and the two plugs are aligned with the holes 14. Okay. So it is showing this. So let's make sure they are aligned. All right, so they only go in one way. And it's got a little flange here, so you can't put it in this way. It's got to go in this way. All right. Set this here for a second while I finish reading. I'm just going to hold on to it. All right. Align the kickstand holes with the holes on the end bracket. Make sure that the kickstand is pointing up when the stand is in an upright position. Alright, so it's got to be flipped around. Secure the kickstand with the 4 M8 by 40 pound bolts and nuts provided as shown. Alright, so I'll set this down back over here, and I will flip this over. So these are the holes they're talking about. And this is the package that the plugs came out of, so I'm assuming these are the correct bolts. I am just going to be triply sure here because I'm paranoid. Essential tool for just about any shop, digital calipers. Even if they're not all that precise, having them on hand just for convenience sake is nice. And these have an advantage of they can go from English measurements to millimeters. It also does fractional inches. Let's see, there we go. All right. They are M8 by 40, 7.77. or 7.78, that's reasonably close to M8. They're a little undersized because you don't want the threads going entirely to the max. And it says 42, close enough. You don't have to be that precise. All right. So I'm going to take the lock nuts off the end of these. Sorry about the auto-focusing. And these have the they're socket heads, so they have a hex in them. So I'll use the Milwaukee nut driver. We are making sure the holes are aligned. Drop the bolts in. And I'm going to grab one of these to keep the whole thing from falling off once I get it in place. Carefully line these up. We don't want to knock them onto the floor, because then I'd have to pick them up. hands so they don't fall out while I'm grab the remaining 3. I will admit that some of my distractedness with this is because I'm not listening to a YouTube stream or an audiobook or something like that. So I get a little distracted easily. Alright. So they're all on a couple threads, so it's not going to fall to the floor. Grab the crescent wrench for the backing. And so these are M8, so these are probably, nope, they're going to be the right size head because they only gave you the one Allen wrench. They want you to be able to. Okay. Still going in. Alrighty, we're going to have to brace this against the frame because my wrist is not going to hold up for that. This Allen wrench loosens up way too easy. Alright, so a little more torque available on this. Maximum short of full strength going. Alright. A little bit more than it can do on its own. Is that unscrewing it? I don't think so. May have been. Ow. Curse my noodly arms. Probably not the best way to do that. Not as with it as I would like. All right, that should be sufficient. Let's catch up with chat and continue reading the instructions. Oops, sorry. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, still got 2 people watching over on Rumble. Okay. Attaching the handle. All right. Attach the handle with the 4 M8 by 40 hex head bolts provided. Feed the bolts through the handle feet and then through the handle tube and through the gusset holes on the end bracket. Install 4 nuts and tighten securely. Note this handle has 2 positions to choose from: a compact position and easy carry setup position. Doesn't say which is which though. I am, however, going to assume that the compact is facing up and the easy setup kicks down more like that. So I think I'll want the compact one for my storage space considerations. Let's just set this down here and flip this over yet again. Getting heavier. It's a good thing once this is done I don't have to pick it up off the ground anymore. All right. So these are the handle things here that we're talking about. Oh, I see what they mean. So the extent, can't really see it. The easy carry is where it's further out, the compact is where it's further in, not whether it's which orientation it's been flipped. So let me make sure I got the orientation right. Alright, so goes the other way. Alright, and these are the loose ones, came from that package. That makes sense the way these are positioned. Alright, and they are hex heads. So actually, if I understand how it's going to be, I'm going to do the easier carry because I don't have a vertical space issue, I have a horizontal space issue. So set that there, at least get these 2 loose lock nuts. Thread it on slightly so it doesn't go flying again. And thank you folks for accompanying me for this assembly. It is really helping keeping me from getting entirely distracted and just watching YouTube videos or something like that. Now, what I was saying earlier about, if I can focus better when I'm listening to something that requires a different type of concentration, like, like another stream or an audiobook, that's when I'm actually doing stuff. If what you folks are being able to do by sharing the stream with me, what you're doing is you're allowing me to start the process. And the just sitting there watching stuff on the computer and not being productive. Insert swear word there. Is the executive dysfunction thing I want to also overcome. It's always fun remembering which way things screw on when they're upside down from you. I know they say lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, but that's only when you're looking at it from top down. When you're looking at it from the bottom up, it's the other way. And left-handed threads are different. Or is it right-handed threads? I always forget. I just know that when you're going top down for normal threads, you're going in clockwise. It might be worth it to look at a socket head, see if I got the right size one in metric. I'm going to have to use their wrench for the back ones because the crescent wrench doesn't fit in all the way. And of course I was unscrewing it because I changed the way I was facing. Yes, I do get very snarky with myself. If I insult myself, no one else can because I've outdone them. Yeah, I know it doesn't work that way, but it sounds cute. And no, I don't really believe that. Don't pinch the fingers, that hurts. I did not actually damage. I was like, ooh, do not do that, that's gonna hurt. Alright. Nice tight. Nice tight. Alright. Let me do a quick check of my socket set. This is not a socket set. This is a case for a torque wrench, which is a useful thing, but not what I was looking for. And my guess is that the actual sockets are in the basement. I don't want to go digging for them, so I will make do with their wrench. Let me catch up with this. Thank you very much. That makes me feel much better. And at least then I didn't back out of the stream, I just clicked onto another window. Alright, so. Let me check and see if I need that orientation anymore, if I can set it upright. Okay. Okay, so that is the last move, so I can make this easier to do by don't need these anymore. Let's get them out of the way. And yes, I'll put them back in a proper storage spot. That's what I'm built for the stream. Okay. Let's get these tightened. Since I have my going on the floor. That's what the chair is for. Yes, I've turned my back on the chat, or the camera at least. No, I don't feel that way. I'm just rambling. While I'm thinking about it, I was watching the replay of Nick's stream last night with EVS. And I'd just like to say at this point, if I'm friends with somebody, I'm friends with them. I have had, over the course of my life, a lot of friends that hated other friends. And other than trying to not put them in the same spot, together, I don't feel that just because one of my friends dislikes the others, I need to ignore that friend, because friends, I view friendship as kind of a one-on-one personal interaction. And if I'm friends with them, I'm friends with them. I may not like everything they do. They might not like everything I do. But there's a reason for the friendship. And I'm not going to give it up just because another friend doesn't like them. My life would be a lot more isolated than I would like if that were the case. But I also don't try and put friends on the spot either. So, since the YouTube world seems to be somewhat drama-ish over times, I'm just gonna leave it at that and let people be friends who they are friends with, and I'll be friends with whom I'm with, and just try not to be a jerk to anybody if I can avoid it. As I have said, my opinion is I try not to be an a-hole until it's time to be an a-hole, and then I'm the absolute best a-hole I can be. And it is almost never time to be an a-hole. Oh, I think I also may have found out why my channel growth kind of slowed down right after the first of the year. Shad from Shadiversary was talking about it. Apparently, YouTube is trying to get more ad revenue and not have to share as much with creators. So they are pushing recommendations of channels that are not yet monetized. And as a result, they don't recommend monetized channels as much. So people don't see my channel in the algorithm when they're looking for something new to watch. Or the next thing is YouTube, who puts ads on everything, is trying to get you to click on somebody they don't have to pay for their portion. There we go. All right. We have the table. So, okay. That's nice. They've got it so you can kick the legs loose with the foot. You don't have to reach down with your hand to do that. Let's see. I need to do that one before I can do that one. And have a table. We have a stand. All right, time to read the directions again and see how to mount the table saw on the table. Yep, that's worth saying and leaving up there for a while. All right. Mounting the DWE 7490, 7491, and 7499. I am going to quickly bring up my Amazon account and see which model I got. Let's see, orders. I got the 7491 RS. Okay. So that is the first set of instructions. The other one was for the DW 745, 7480, 7485, and 7480, or DWE and DCA. Okay, so you don't need to hear all the model numbers. Sorry about that. Place the saw table down on a stable, non-marring surface. Place the stand on top of the saw as shown in figure F. Okay. Feed the M8 by 75 panhead bolts through the M8 flat washer, through the stand frame, and then through the saw frame. Secure the M8 lock nuts from top and tighten each of the 4-hole locations. Okay, so they're being fed through from the bottom of the stand and screwed on the underside of the saw. Okay. Alright, so I need a non-marring surface. Let's see. Okay. Alright, okay, that's how they do that. Just reading ahead a little bit the instructions. Alright, so I need a non-marring surface. Hey, they happen to include one. So that means this stand needs to be collapsed back down again. I think these are designed to I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. So, non-marring surface. Go. Alright, let's look at the orientation again. Yep. Folding table, yep. And then when you want to not, you need to not use the saw, you collapse the legs, it's upright, you can roll it into place and store it in a spot against the wall. Alright. Okay. Alright, so this side goes on the side where, so if I'm facing that, it's to the left. Okay. And just making sure that the orientation is correct. For some reason I'm not picturing it. I'm going to have to stand on the same side where the picture matches up. Okay. So that handle goes on that side. Okay. Yes, I'm having trouble opening a small Ziploc baggie. Guess it's a good thing I never got into drugs that are distributed that way. And okay. Yes, I'm actually kind of tired from lifting everything. Again, being in super crappy shape. Place the saw table side down on stable non-marring surface. Place the stand on top of the saw as shown in figure F. It's this way. Align the holes with the saw frame holes. Feed the panhead bolts through and a flat washer through the stand frame, through the saw frame. Okay. Double check the order there. Washer is on the top side. Okay. Be thoughtful and put these up here in easy reach on a surface they're not likely to roll off of. They do not want to line up. At least these ones, I think I can do with the crescent wrench and the driver. Much easier when the other side isn't sliding off. I'm going to position this so I can stand back up relatively easily. There's the crescent wrench. There's the driver. way. Let's make them not in the way. Oops. Oh, that didn't. There we go. That would explain why it's not on the end of the bolt. And the Allen wrench is not, or crescent wrench is not holding on. Alright, that seems at least secure. Almost there. Alrighty. We have a functioning table for the table saw, or a stand for the table saw. Alright, so let's get this bag out of the way. Sure the cord is not, well, it's going to get run over. Try not to injure myself too much on the shop equipment. There, you can store out of the way there. Though, I do have to say, it's not all that compact. but it's easy to move, which is what I need at the moment. All right, let's see if I can put this thing up. And just put the legs down there. That forward a little bit more. And kick it upright. There we go. Yay! Primary goal accomplished. I'm going to take a pause here. Hey, Equality, nice to see you on. Welcome, welcome. Let me catch up with chat here. Hey, everyone. Just finished my daughter's dance recital. 2 out of 3. They have 1 more to go. Congratulations. I won't be able to stay very long, but I'm here. Welcome, welcome. It's always good to have you on here, Equality. I agree with Gwen. It's all good. Hope the recital went well. I agree with that. We'll practice and you'll have it down. Yep. Get a little drink here. That took about an hour and a half. Not too bad. Got hair or something stuck to my elbow. Yeah, let's use a live stream to see if I got something hanging off my elbow. Nope, doesn't look like it, just feels like it. All right, and all the bags are empty, no extra parts. All right, let's go back to the main manual. All right, saw should be assembled in the following order. Unlock and remove throat plate. Look at removing throat plate section. I see assemble the throat plate. Where is the removing the throat plate section? Kickback, guard operation, rip fence operation, through cutting, cross cutting, level miter gauge operation, non-through ripping, non-through ripping small piece, non-through cross cutting, mitering, dust collection, storage, and we're on to French. So it says refer to removing the throat plate section, which does not appear to actually be in here. Let me see if it has it in a table of contents. Unlock and remove throat plate 17. Refer to removing the throat plate section. Each section, attaching, replacing blade, positioning blade guard, assemble the throat plate. Oh, there we go, removing throat plate. Very bottom here, 2 things. Remove the throat plate by turning the chem, lock 28, quarter turn counterclockwise. Using finger hole 29 on the plate, pull the throat plate up and forward to expose the inside of the saw. Do not operate the saw without the throat plate. Okay. So, this is the throat plate, 1/4 inch there, yeah, there we go. I got a pop-up menu there. All right, so that unlocked and locked. Little icons to let you know which one you're in. I'll leave that there for a little bit for the stuff I'm going to do. I don't want to wear out my nice blades. Alright, and so unlock and remove throat plate. Make sure the blade is installed correctly and arbor nut is tight. Use wrenches 21 stored on the tool. Those are the ones I pulled out. This one's here. Don't trip and fall over. Make sure these are the ones on the parts list. At the front. Okay. And wrenches 21. Okay. Okay, so these get stored here. There's a little push pin to lock it in place. That's good to know. Let's take the plastic off. So we have 2 of these. All right. Let's double check. All right. Make sure the blade is installed correctly. Arbor nut is tight. There. Let's make sure it is tight. Indeed, appears to be tight. Alrighty. Can't put this on the wrong way because the blade is offset from where the plate is configured. Place these in the proper spot. Go. Have to push it down to take them out. Those are safely stored there. Hopefully they won't get lost. And let's get this wire tie off of here and wrap that cable. Ah, crud. I hate it when that happens. When one of the prongs gets bent over. I don't think I stepped on it. I'm not sure where that happened. Since my fingers are not strong enough to get this back precisely, let's use this crescent wrench for a non-official purpose. I suppose worst case scenario I can always get a replacement cable and fire that in. I'm not too bad at that type of thing. But yeah, I like the power cable stored the way it's supposed to be. Attach the rip fence 18. Note, adjust the rip scale before proceeding. Refer to adjusting rip scale. Going to just double check the attaching and replacing blade. Oh, we're supposed to raise the saw blade to its maximum height. Trying the blade height adjustment clockwise. I was just double checking, so the height it was at should be okay. Alright. Attach the rip fence. Okay. Had that. Let's look back over, see if we can find where the rip fence is. Okay, nothing back at the box. Don't tell me I don't have a rip fence for this. Is it stored underneath? Ah. I think it is. Position blade guard assembly. Alright. Assembling the rip fence. Okay. Alright. There it is. There we go. There's two nuts here that okay. Now adjust the scale before proceeding. Refer to adjusting rip scale. I am sorry, but I am going to have to go ahead and end the stream. I got to run into the house. I apologize for that. So I'm going to read the manual for a while. I may have a later stream for finishing off the Lego or the block build plate. May not, but I will try and have at least one other stream today. If not, I'll have at least 2 decent streams tomorrow, including a braiding stream. You have a good one, Equality. Sorry if I missed you heading out. And I think that's everything. We had like about maybe 6 people here on YouTube. At peak we got about 7 people. And Rumble side, I think we had about 3 to 4 on average. I got 3 now, so we're doing pretty good there. So I will go ahead and call this a stream. We did about 1 hour and 45 minutes, not too bad. Thank you, Gwen. And like I said, we'll try and have at least one more today. Thanks everybody for stopping in, helping me at least get it together, and it's just down to some minor tweakage of the parts. And as always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding.